Hi there, Beat fans. My name is Alex Liu. I'm the new media editor for the Comics Beat, and I am here with Mark Rosewater, head designer for Magic the Gathering. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. Nice to be here.
Nice, nice to see you here.
Yes.
How's the show been so far?
I've been great. It's been fun. I just did a signing. So it's been an hour greeting fans and signing my name and taking pictures. So it's a lot of fun.
This must feel like a victory lap for you of some sort, right? You know, we just came off the biggest Magic set of all time, War of the Spark.
Well, I mean, one of the things that's been great is Magic has just been on a tear. You know, I mean, the last 3 months of Magic have been the best we've ever done in the history of Magic. So that's a very exciting time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, not only do we have War of the Spark, we also had Modern Horizons.
Yes.
We also had good Spellbook Gideon
and Core 2020.
And Core 2020.
Yes.
Obviously, we're underneath Chandra's banner right now.
And this weekend we're announcing Throne of Eldraine.
I know.
The fall set. So.
I saw this morning. I saw the little posters. We're invited to the court.
Yes.
What can you tell us about it?
I can't tell you too much yet because we haven't officially announced everything about it. But I can say it's a brand new world, someplace we've never been before, and it's a world that I've been trying to go to for 10 years. And I'm very excited that we finally are there.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I saw from the teaser posters that there are some fairies on there.
I mean, fairies are a part of it, although it's not. It's a lot more than just. I mean, fairies are a component of the world.
Sure.
But it's a world in which we wanted to do something that fans have been asking for a long time. Something that I thought would be a really cool thing to do that we've never done. Mm-hmm. And so it's a fresh new take on Magic, and it pushes in directions that Magic hasn't done before.
So I'm not going to push you on this too much.
Yeah.
But the last time that we saw fairies take the center stage, you know, we saw a few of them in Ravnica, but they were really center focused in Lorwyn.
Yes.
And Shadowmoor.
Yeah.
And you know, you've talked a little bit about on your blog about you know the way that Lorwyn as a world is received.
Right.
And so do you see Eldraine as a way to like redo Lorwyn a little bit?
Well, I mean, what I would say is, if you were a fan of Lorwyn, I think there's a lot of things you might like about Throne of Eldraine. It is not Lorwyn, you know, it's different, but there are definitely some overlap. There are definitely some, like if you like Lorwyn, I think you will like Throne of Eldraine. The sensibilities are similar in some ways. There are differences, but I mean, we definitely are trying to broaden what we do, and I think that what Lorwyn was trying to do many years ago, we are trying to do that in a slightly different way.
Okay. And what does that mean for fans of Kamigawa?
What does that mean for fans of Kamigawa? I mean, I will say this, is we're always investigating new worlds and returns and stuff. The audience has been very vocal recently, at least the franchise audience has been very vocal.
Sure,
so it's something we're talking about. I can't make any promises or anything, but it is a discussion point. Enough fans have raised interest in stuff like Lorwyn and Kamigawa that we're talking about it.
So War of the Spark was an incredible set. Honestly, one of my favorite limited sets of all time.
Okay.
I loved having Planeswalkers on the battlefield in every single game.
Yeah.
How have you found player reception more broadly to the set?
Oh, it's been doing amazingly well. For example, it's the best spring set we've ever made, ever. So I mean that, you know,
is that in terms of sales?
Yeah, in terms of sales, it's off the charts popular. People really appreciate it, and it's funny because when we first. So Doug Beyer, who put the story together for what we call the Bolas arc, the 3 years of the Bolas story, when he first pitched the ending, I said to him, I go, Doug, as a writer, hey, I appreciate it. That sounds like an amazing ending to the story. But as the guy who has to make the set, I'm not sure how you make a Planeswalker war when I only get to put like 3 or 4 Planeswalkers in the set.
Right.
And so one of the big challenges of making War of the Spark was, how do we do a Planeswalker war? And eventually we're like, okay, we just got to do a lot of Planeswalkers. How do we make that happen? Mm-hmm. And we're investigating rare Planeswalkers and uncommon Planeswalkers, and it really made us look at how Planeswalkers are done. Mm. And so I'm very happy with how it came out, but it definitely was a challenge to make.
Absolutely. I mean, you not only did you innovate by having uncommon and rare Planeswalkers, you also gave all these Planeswalkers static abilities.
Yes, that was another brand new addition.
So how have you found that?
Well, one of the things we'd always planned to do with Planeswalkers is we always meant to expand them over time. The tricky thing about Planeswalkers is they're the most popular card type we make, and they have the least amount of design space of any card type. So we've been trying to slow roll it a little bit, make sure we milk everything we can out of it. Mm-hmm. And the plan originally had been Nicol Bolas in this set was going to be the first Planeswalker ever with a static ability. Mm. But just him. But then when we decided to make more Planeswalkers and do uncommon Planeswalkers, we're like, you know what? If it's going to be a Planeswalker set, let's just go for it. And so we made it something that all the Planeswalkers in the set did. And now it's a tool. From now on, if a Planeswalker wants a static ability, it's allowed to have it. So Planeswalkers have advanced. Mm-hmm. Part of the War of the Spark was not only did we introduce new things, but we expanded what Planeswalkers are capable of doing. And that'll be true from now on. Like Core 2020 had an uncommon and a rare Chandra, for example.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. I mean, like that seems like that seems like a really interesting sort of design choice to make, because not only is Chandra appearing as an uncommon, a rare, and a mythic, she's the only one who does that. All the other planeswalkers are mythic.
So what happened was, she was the face of the set. Last year we had done Nicol Bolas, right? And he had a special double face card, and we wanted to do something special with Chandra. And then we came up with the idea of what if there were 3 Chandras? That was just like, how do we make it special and make her feel like it's her set? And so we came up with that idea, and I thought it was a really cool idea. And there's enough Chandras now that if you want to make a Chandra deck, like in Standard, you can make a Chandra deck. There's enough Chandras out there.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But like, did that create like a design challenge for you while you're making the set? Since red is the only color with 3 planeswalkers?
I mean, it's a challenge, and look, the colors aren't always balanced exactly in every set. Sometimes certain colors do certain things, and yes, if you want to make an all planeswalker deck of 1 character, red is a little easier to make right now. But it's the ebb and flow of Magic. I mean, that's kind of the nature of the beast. And I thought that, giving Chandra a little time to shine was cool. Chandra gets some time to shine, so we thought that was neat. There's always some imbalance in Magic. No matter what it is, this ability is in these 2 colors, but not that color. I mean, we do that kind of thing, and so the colors aren't always even. That's just the way of Magic.
Is there a way to was there a way that you tweaked the wheels a little bit to maybe give black more ways to attack Chandras? And
well, what we did, 2 things. One is in War of the Spark, we made sure that all the colors had some answer to planeswalkers. And then in Core 2020, we balanced things so that red had Chandra, but other colors get other themes in the set. So in red, you're very Chandra-ish, but maybe there's other themes that you're not doing because it's spending more time on Chandra.
Sure. So not only is the theme of red elementals, the theme of red is also just Chandra.
Yes, well, I mean, it's Chandra and elementals, because she's an elemental, she does fire, obviously, so we're able to do an elemental theme and cross it with Chandra.
Was there a particular reason why youngest Chandra ended up being the rare as opposed to the uncommon?
I'm not sure of the order of their age. I don't know.
My impression was that it was rare, uncommon, and then the mythic in terms of the ages.
I know they picked 3 different times. I thought it was that order, but if it's not that order, there's a method for madness, but I wasn't the one who did it. So
sure, absolutely. One of the other design innovations that we saw in War of the Spark was that for a while it seemed like threats were getting pushed over removal a little bit, but in War of the Spark we did see a return to more stronger removal. We had Smart Harvest, we had Obnix's Cruelty, and then in M2020 now we have Murder at uncommon.
Yes.
What does this mean for the future of Magic?
So one of the things that's going on is we have what's called the play design team, and the play design team is in charge of balancing things and making sure that the play environment is as fun as it can be. And so they sort of got together and they said, you know what, our threats have gotten a little, our answers haven't been quite as good as our threats. And so they made a conscious decision to try to raise the answers, push them down in rarity a little bit, up their power a little bit. And so we're definitely in a world right now where answers are a little stronger than they have been. And that's been a conscious effort from our play design team to just make a better environment.
For the record, I think I might have said Murder was an uncommon, it's a common.
Okay.
And to pivot a little bit backwards to Modern Horizons, this is the first time that we had a Magic set that was designed for Modern specifically.
Yes.
With brand new cards for Modern.
Yes.
How has that turned out?
Oh, very well. I mean, Modern Horizons has been a huge success. So what happened was we did a thing called a hackathon, where we had a week where we took off our normal work, and we had 6 different teams, and each team pitched their idea for the new set. And I worked on what ended up becoming Modern Horizons. We called it Decadence in Death. And it was a great fun. It was kind of like a Time Spiral 2.
Yep.
And it was just great fun playing with all of Magic history. And we could use all the mechanics that were in Modern up to, I think, Dragons of Tarkir. So we got to play with all sorts of mechanics. I think there's between 40 and 50 mechanics in the set that are non-evergreen, depending how you count them. And it was just a blast to make. I was on the design team, and it was just a really, really fun set to make. And the audience has embraced it. So I'm happy, because when I pitched it, when Ethan and I pitched the idea, there was some skepticism, but once we sort of showed it, we did the hackathon and proved it, that everyone was on board, and I'm so happy the audience enjoyed it.
I will say that the reason why Magic captured me when I was a kid was because I came in around Kamigawa, and then the next set that came out that I was around for the full block for was Ravnica. And then it was Time Spiral.
Yes.
So as someone who was around for Ravnica Time Spiral and loves that entire thing, thank you very much for making Modern Horizons.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad the audience is enjoying it so much. So
I had to pick up my foil Yawgmoth for Commander. Incredible cards. Hogak was an incredible design too. It's a very unique design, and it's had a big impact on
Modern.
Modern, yes.
Yes.
Was that something that you were anticipating when you put out the set?
I mean, the intent, we're not going to make a set for a format and not affect the format, right?
Sure.
What's the point?
Right.
So we made a lot of cards with modern in mind. Now be aware, the way we work is, if we know exactly what's going to happen, if we could figure that out, the audience would figure it out 2 seconds later. So we make things that we think will have an impact and put a bunch of stuff out, and we don't exactly know what's going to happen. So we thought that, we thought Hogwarts would be good, and to be a little better probably than I think we thought it would be. But I mean, that's the point to making Modern Horizons and making it direct to modern, is affecting modern. Right. And I'm happy to see that, like, it actually has an impact on modern. That's why we make card sets. So.
Right, exactly. With the expansion of Magic into digital formats like Arena, and having that heavy push, can we expect to see maybe not Modern appear on Arena, but Arena get or Modern get a little bit more of that sort of competitive play on the streaming services?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you want to play Modern, you can go on Magic Online, which has it. I mean, Arena has a lot of limitations because, there's a lot of cards not in it. There's a lot of mechanics not in it. We have a long history of the game. And Magic Online is serving that audience. Arena really sort of going forward. And so there's no immediate plans, I know, to put Modern on Arena, just because it requires a lot of programming and adding a lot of things.
Right.
I'm not saying it'll never happen, but I mean, that's not the current plans.
Sure.
And that if you really want to play online and want to play Modern, well, Magic Online is there as a means for you to do that.
Right, of course. But we are getting a little bit... We are entering a historic era.
Yes, we are. A historic era, yes.
Can we expect to see older sets like Kaladesh and Amonkhet that used to be on Arena?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're now getting an area that I have nothing to do
okay,
with.
Sure,
so,
fair enough.
I mean, I'm not sure what the future holds. I do know that the people who are working on Arena have a lot of really cool plans. There's a lot of neat things that are going to happen. But I'm not able to tell you any of that, partly because I don't know all of it, and partly because it's not my area to talk. So
sure. So let's pivot more broadly then.
Okay.
So Magic is bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Magic's storyline is bigger than ever. We have new novels. We have the Netflix series that's coming out.
Yep.
We have Arena. We have online. We have the the rise of the Mythic Championship.
Yeah.
How has this sort of expansion of Magic as a brand, as a concept, as a storyline changed design, if at all?
Well, I mean, one of the things that's always true is we are trying to make the best experience we can. I think as the audience grows, it just means there's more different things out there that we can do. As the audience gets bigger, there's more places for us to push. And one of the things I think you'll see in the next couple of years is we're really trying to push where we can take Magic. Like Throne of Eldraine is a good example in that we're doing some things that maybe we wouldn't have done 10 years ago.
Sure.
We're really pushing in some new directions. And I'm really happy with Throne of Eldraine because I think there's people that are going to fall in love with Throne of Eldraine that might not, if you go back 15 years, Magic might not have been the thing for them. And I think that we're pushing in some new direction that I think the existing players will really enjoy, but the new players especially will really latch on to.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Is there, would you characterize Throne of Eldraine as a start, for a new era for Magic design in some way?
Well, I mean, on some level, everything is a new era because we keep reinventing what we do, we keep innovating. I'm going to have a panel later this week, and I'm going to announce a bunch of stuff that people have no idea beyond just what the set is, and we are not resting on our laurels. This is the best Magic's ever been, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming. I'm going to announce some of it later this week, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming, and we are not if you could look forward a couple years from now looking back, and you're oh, they did not just go with the status quo. They were doing things and changing things. There's a lot of cool evolution going on. There's a lot of neat designs coming. There's a lot of cool new worlds, returns. The future is really bright because there's a lot of exciting stuff coming. I can't tell you any of that yet, but I mean, I think what's happening is Magic has just taken off, and that we're going along for the ride and doing a lot of really cool things.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite card design looking back, at the last couple of years? Is there one card that stands out to you in particular?
Of all my children, which one do I like?
I know it's a horrible question to ask.
I mean, it depends whether you're saying from an emotional standpoint, I would say Maro, because it's named after me, and it lets me be part of the game. As a designer, my favorite card I've ever designed is probably Doubling Season. It's a card I made for me. Every once in a while as a designer, I just really want this card to exist. I'm going to make it. And maybe other people play it, maybe they won't, but I'll play it. And then it got a great reception. People love it, so I was very happy.
And now it has its X-Spell sibling.
Yes. Well, we keep doubling things. I love doubling things. So whenever you see a card that doubles things, I either made the card or was behind the person going, yeah, let's make that.
Okay, final question.
Yes.
For the Commander lover in me and everyone in the audience.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about Commander 2020? I saw from the product description page that the theme has been kind of announced.
We are officially at Gen Con. We'll be doing the official previews, so that'll be the big San Diego Comic Con. We're doing Throne of Eldraine, but Commander 2019 will be at Gen Con, and that will be a big, I'll start to explain what it is. So I can't talk too much about it, but I can say is I know the team that worked on it, and the decks play really fun. They're really interesting. It's a neat theme. We're doing something a little different from before, but the decks are a lot of fun, and there's a lot of, for the fans, the old-time story fans, we got some special stuff for you.
Ooh,
so, yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, then stay tuned, V fans. We're just getting started.
So Vorthoses, it's for you.